Hello and welcome to the Phoenix 5 Info Show. I'm Nicole Costantino with the Phoenix Police Public Affairs Bureau. We're coming to you once again from the Phoenix Police Headquarters in downtown Phoenix. For my co-host today, I'm joined by the wonderful, the lovely,
thank you,
Sergeant Robert Scherer.
Thank you. Could have added one more adjective, but two will work.
Thank you so much for taking your time today. And our guests today are Sergeant Justin Wood and Officer Steve Petrey from our Traffic Bureau. Thank you both for coming out here today. You guys are in motors. For people who don't know, what is motors and what falls under that umbrella?
Motors is gals that are on motorcycles doing specifically traffic enforcement throughout the city and valley.
When we think about traffic enforcement, a lot of the times we do think of there are motorcycles that pull us over when we're not following the law. What are some of the fun things, I would say gadgets, that you guys have on your super cool motorcycles?
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. A lot of our motorcycles now, we have moving radar units, which are capable of detecting speeds of vehicles as they approach us from behind, coming at us in front of us, going the same direction, opposite direction. While we're moving, as we're driving down the road. We have the handheld radar unit, handheld LiDAR unit or laser for speed detection, carry all kinds of stuff for DUI enforcement and tint meters to measure window tint, all kinds of stuff.
So speed enforcement or traffic enforcement isn't just the cool old hanging behind the billboard, hanging behind the bush, throwing a radar gun out and pulling you over and writing you a speeding ticket. You guys are full like traffic enforcement when it's coming to, like you said, DUI, tint, all of that stuff goes into kind of what you guys are out there enforcing.
Correct.
Okay. And this is all done for one purpose, to increase the safety of our roadways for our citizens. It's not, again, it's you guys are motor officers. We all knew, and I knew from the day I stepped into a car, if a motor officer pulls you over, you're going to, at that time, bring home a piece of paper to mom and be like, hey, we got to talk, mom, I got a ticket, which happened, okay? Mm-hmm. Anyways, long story. But you guys are out there for the purpose of enhancing safety, saving lives, you know, that kind of unquantifiable element in the future of hopefully slowing someone down, making sure their seatbelt's on right, making sure they can see, they don't have tint over a certain percentage or whatnot. You guys aren't out there just being like, ha, gotcha, another one, got my quota or whatever, you know, goes along with it. You guys are out there for safety purposes.
Correct. Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, we don't have a quota.
It's good.
I don't get a set of steak knives with the next ticket I write, although I could use a set.
Yeah.
So let's go to one of the things that you guys do enforce, and that's seatbelt safety. A lot of people know the classic click it or ticket. And as part of that for us, we have Buckle Up Arizona. It's the law. When I think of getting in a car, it's second nature to me to put my seatbelt on. So in my mind, sometimes I don't even think that would be an issue people still have with putting their seatbelt on. That's still a factor that we need enforced.
Right. And like you said, we want it to be second nature. As soon as you get on that car, before you should even start it, you should be putting your seatbelt on. And vice versa, kind of with the kids too. We're going to make sure that the kids are in their car seats if they're young enough to be in car seats, or in their booster seats, or if they're old enough to be in their seatbelts. We all want that to be just a second nature, that they're buckling up for their safety.
We're seeing some increased enforcement for seatbelt and child car seat safety, and this is due to some new funding that we have. Do you want to explain a little bit about what that is and what we'll be seeing?
Yeah, in partnership with the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety, Phoenix Police Department received grant funding to add extra shifts and allow extra motor officers to go out and specifically look for these types of violations. And it's a zero tolerance campaign where we're writing tickets, sending home that coupon to mom. If there's that violation, in the idea that if you receive the traffic citation, that's probably the least desirable outcome. So hopefully in the future that enhances your desire and willingness to put that seatbelt on, or ensure that your child is restrained properly so you don't get another one.
When we think of child car seat safety, a lot of the times I definitely wouldn't probably know how to install it safely and make sure it's properly installed. What can parents, grandparents, caretakers, anyone who has that can go to make sure that it's installed safely?
So we, as the Traffic Bureau, we do have we call it our TOTS hotline, 534 TOTS. So they can actually call that phone number and they can schedule an appointment with either myself or another technicians that we have with the police department. And then we can install that car seat and show them how to install it and how to put their child in that safely every time.
So this is common sense, but why do we want to wear seatbelts? Why do we want to make sure that children are properly restrained?
It saves lives. It does. It just saves lives. Wearing your seatbelt, being properly restrained, or that child properly restrained. Some people have that myth that, well, if I don't wear my seatbelt, I can be ejected and I'm not trapped in a burning car. Well, that's the least of your worries. We want to keep that seatbelt on. It is for your safety.
And not only does it save lives in the event of a incredibly serious crash, but it can very much help even in minor crashes as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And you don't rely on just your vehicle having airbags. That's just a supplemental to your seatbelt. You always have to wear your seatbelt.
So for me, as a cop, I should probably in theory know this. I'm not going to claim that I don't, but everybody inside a car needs to be restrained seatbelt wise, or is it just the front seat? Like what's the law when it comes to putting that seatbelt on?
So yes, the driver definitely has to be, and they have to have their seatbelt on. Passengers under the age of 16 have to be belted in. If their age is under the age of 8, they need to be either in a booster seat or in a car seat. Yes.
So you learn something every day, even on the 5-0 show, even if you're a cop.
How important is it to make sure as child grows and gets bigger that the car seats or restraints go with them?
Right. So as the kid, like you said, as the kids grow, the car seats grow. So you have anywhere from your infant child seats with the babies. As the child grows, they can go up into like what we call a convertible car seat, up into a booster seat. So as they grow, they'll go with the car seat that appropriate fits them.
So when people are starting to see this state and federal funded higher enforcement for seatbelt tickets, it's not going to be just in the city of Phoenix. It's going to be all over. Is that right?
Correct. It's a nationwide campaign. Somebody said it before. It's click it or ticket is the nationwide campaign. And Arizona has adopted the Buckle Up safety program, or Buckle Up Arizona. It's for safety.
So switching from seatbelt safety, car seat safety to speed enforcement, we are going to be seeing some changes in the way that Phoenix PD does speed enforcement as part of our traffic impact program. What are some of the ways that we're kind of being innovative in changing how we know what areas need speed enforcement the most?
Traffic Bureau, much like the police department over the years, has shrunk in numbers, unfortunately. And based on this, we've become more data-driven. We want to ensure that the smaller numbers of officers that we have are being utilized appropriately and having the most impact on driver safety. We've worked with our crime analysis unit to develop a reporting program and stats on areas that experience the most traffic collisions, be it a minor traffic collision all the way up to, sadly, a fatal collision. The city has also purchased radar trailers that are deployed when we receive a traffic complaint from our traffic complaint hotline or from internal sources. They tell us, hey, we have a problem here. So we'll put a radar trailer out for probably about a week at a time and determine whether or not, yes, this is a valid problem, or no, it's not. And if it is, we'll find the appropriate time to have an officer out there conducting traffic enforcement in the idea to get people to slow down and abide by that speed limit.
When these radar trailers are out there, something I learned this week is that they're locking in that data to later go back and see, this is how many cars it caught, this is what the top speed was, this is what the average speed was, And while it's not getting which cars did that, it's getting that data. And then we have a week of motor enforcement, a week of patrol enforcement. And then the radar trailer comes back to see if there was any changed behavior. How important is it to have that, let's say, flow now in this new way of doing motor enforcement, speed enforcement?
I want to give people the opportunity to see what they're doing and how it compares to the posted speed limit with the radar trailer. Like, oh, I didn't realize I was doing 55 in the 40. I should probably slow down. That's the idea behind the radar trailer, because it displays that speed. For the people that don't realize what they're doing, that's when the enforcement aspect comes in. Oh, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to issue the citation at this point because you're doing 60 in the 40 now. Increasing that stopping distance, providing that additional hazard. So mom's going to get that coupon that you have to explain later on. The patrol enforcement, just to provide that extra, added layer to show that we're trying to do something to help and eliminate the issues of speed and try and enhance that driver's safety. And then again, with the radar trailer going back out, hopefully we want to show that we've made a difference in what we've done, and that data will ideally show that.
You guys mentioned, you just kind of touched on it a little bit there, but you guys as motors, you guys will handle accidents and different, things that are a result of this speed. You guys aren't out there just throwing tickets at people and hitting certain numbers or whatever. You guys are out there actually, your goal, the theory behind it is to see that following week we're lowered speeds to lower the amount of accidents, because you guys are actually on the back end of some of those incidents where speed is severely, under considered by some of these drivers and leads to some of these collisions, these injuries, these things that you guys are seeing on the back end. This isn't just something where you guys are running out giving tickets, right?
No. The whole idea is to gain that voluntary compliance with the speed limits and other traffic laws throughout the state and really enhance safety.
You guys see the importance of those speed limits, obviously, because when speed isn't considered, leads to those collisions. You guys are on the back end, taking those accident reports, seeing some of those injuries that come with some of those, high speeds. That some of the data you guys are getting is pretty profound.
Even in the triple digit types in a 40 or a 45, and you have those some 90,000 cars going back and forth. That's a lot of opportunities for a car crash.
Correct.
Well, I know we talked a little bit before. We're running out a little bit of time, but you, sir, Steve, 25 years as a motor. First off, wow, impressive. Again, we talked about it again before. I wore my long sleeves because I knew all the motors were going to wear long sleeves. You guys don't get super, super hot on those bikes?
We get hot. Yeah, there's no way around it. I think most of us, we wear the long sleeves just to keep the sun off of us for the most part.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here and coming out and raising awareness for not only seatbelt safety, child car seat safety, and also speed safety as well. So thank you so much for joining us again. Once again, coming to you from Phoenix Police Headquarters in downtown Phoenix. And remember that you can help fight crime in your community by giving tips to Silent Witness. You can call 480-WITNESS or visit silentwitness.org. And we're hiring. You can go to joinphxpd.com. And remember, we're all in this together.